Hey everybody, this is Food by Faith Garden to Table and welcome to my back porch. So here you see I have quite a few flower seeds that I want to sow out in the garden. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to sow them in trays, and once they get bigger, then I'll place them out into the garden. But a few of you, we were on Broke Farmers Live as well as Wind Down Wednesday, and I was telling you about the tomatoes that I had grown, and it's these tomatoes. It's the blue gold tomatoes. They are not my favorite tomatoes, so what I'm going to do is I still have time in my growing season. As you can see, I do have tomatoes here growing in my green stalk. I also have some tidy treats here growing in the green stalk, but I am going to go back out into the garden, and today we are going to do a harvest, as well as we are going to sow some more tomato seeds. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for that. First, I want you to see the tomatoes actually in the garden. So this is what they look like while they're growing. Then they change to this, and then oh, you can see it's my hand, sorry, and then to this. But the texture, I'm going to sit you down so I can show you. The texture is not my favorite. Let me get you situated, because right here we're going to actually harvest those carrots, and then we're going to harvest some onions as well so that I can use that space. But if you can see the tomato here, this is the inside, and I'm just not like the greatest of fans of that texture. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast them, and you can also see how thick the skin is. I'm going to roast them, and I'm gonna make something out of them that way. But here we have our handy dandy harvest basket. I have some calendula in here, and we are going to get to harvesting these carrots. Hey guys, we're back, and we are at the portion of this pepper bed that has the carrots in it. The sun is kind of in my eyes, so I'm kind of bending down. But what we're going to do is we're going to harvest these carrots because I want this space so that I can do some succession planting in zone 8A. We do have time to do succession planting. I think most zones have time to do succession planting, but it's time because you see how big they are. So we're going to get those out, and we are going to sow some tomatoes and some flowers in this bed. As I told you earlier, I'm going to start some flowers in my seed starting trays over there, and then transplant them out, because sometimes I'll forget, and I don't want to plant over what I've already planted. So let's get to harvesting, and then I have a surprise for you. Some of you may have seen it earlier, but let's get to harvesting and get these carrots out of this garden bed. So we can actually take these carrots, we'll get them washed up, and then I can freeze them as well as keep some for fresh juice. So with me, sometimes I may get this because I don't thin my carrots. And then look at this, y'all. I broke it off. Let's go around to the other side. You guys hang right here. I'm gonna go to the other side of the bed. Look at these, guys. Whew. Look at that. Gorgeous. Look at this one. And this one. But you can see how much room we have freed up in this pepper bed now that we have harvested the majority of those carrots. It's another one. These are good for the juicer and for the dog snacks. And so now we have so much free space. But guys, while we're looking at that, I want you guys to take a look at this. So I have new cucumbers growing here. And right beside them, I have the bleeding hearts amaranth, if you can see that there. We have strawberries growing here. And if you remember, look how wild these have gone. And it is strawberries all in here, as well as a worm. Look at there. Can y'all see the nasty little worm? But guess who we're gonna feed this worm to? Look at Lorraine. Guys, I finally did it. Sorry for giving y'all whiplash. I finally did it. I took some advice from Zoe's Homestead. He has an omelet chicken coop, and he was just explaining to me how easy it was to clean. And I, asked him a few questions, and then I did my own research and decided to get it versus getting a wood chicken coop. And then I went out and I got Thelma and Louise, and Big Red back there is Lorraine, if you can see her. So Lorraine is a red sex-linked chicken, and then Thelma and Louise are Buff Orpingtons. And so, guys, they are adjusting. Of course, when I first brought them here, Big Red Lorraine was kind of showing who she was, and she was pecking Thelma and Louise, and I just kept looking at her like, you know how big you are? They know that you the boss. They know. But guys, while we are out here, I want you guys to see. So over here in this 100-gallon grow bag here, that's where we had our garlic. If you remember, it was over here. And what I did was, once I harvested that garlic, and I'll show you guys that on another video, I have it in my garage and it's curing. I have the garlic as well as some onions in the garage, and they're curing. And I decided to plant loofah gourd there, not gourd, but plant the dishcloth loofah. And so what I'm going to do is eventually, trying to make sure it's not raining, eventually I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a trellis there. But for right now, I just have the loofah growing in there. You guys still see my zucchini rampicante growing on the trellis there. In this bed we have the different marigolds and potatoes, and in that, and peppers, and in that area up there, that's where we harvested some of the carrots. And then over here I have potatoes that I didn't plant, but I'm just letting them continue on growing. In here, I believe these are Anaheim peppers. Sit that down. But you can see how much of a space we have cleared there, and it is going very well. I want to show you though, I need to pull some more of these onions. And you guys have seen how amazing my onions were. Look at how big this onion is. That is crazy big. Let's get these weeds out of here. And then look at this one. Baseball size. And then we have quite a few more. And I always have more onions that I can put in for pest pressure, because in actuality that's what these onions were for. They were used as pest pressure. But now they're going to be used as dinner. And just with that small harvest, you can see I have a lot of space there that I can actually come in and I can plant something else. I'll come back through and I'll gather those up. I really do need to come through and pull these potatoes. Well, while we're here, let's pull this out and see. Look at her. See what's under there. Nice little treat. I'll pull those potatoes off. Nice treat for something that you didn't even plant. Shake my soil off. And then I'll put these over here because I'll put them in the bed for the chickens to kind of kick up and scratch up. But guys, it is starting to rain. Thank you for coming along with me on this harvest. Thank you for checking out my new girls, Thelma, Louise, and Lorraine. And as always, guys, get up, get out, and grow something, and have faith in our food. Continue to put something in the dirt, as Hands in the Dirt would say. See you the next time.